Man, oh man, the Fortnite storyline continues to progress quite rapidly, if I'm being honest with you. There has been another shocking discovery made in the past 12 hours or so regarding the iceberg creature. Guys, definitely stick around all the way until the end of this one. We're going to cover and break down every single detail about what's happening. Do me a favor and drop a like on the video and subscribe. Join the family today if you're new around here. I'm uploading every single day covering the best and most current Fortnite information, news, theories, leaks, and so much more. And of course, if you want to get added to my epic friends list and possibly get a gift, come on over to my caffeine live streams. They will be linked below. I end up adding a good amount of people every time I go live. So we've got a lot to talk about, but I want to start with this. Earlier today, in the news section for Fortnite, there is a new weapon coming to the game that was announced. It is the Proximity Grenade Launcher. The description says it's not a horseshoe or a hand grenade, but close still counts. As the name implies, Proximity Grenade Launcher, I'm assuming this is going to be something that you use as an explosive weapon up close and personal instead of being far away and shooting rockets at people. There's not a whole ton of information known about this at the moment, so I guess we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays in the game. As with any new weapon, you got to really see how it affects the meta before you make changes. And Epic Games has usually been pretty good about changing the stats of a weapon or even vaulting a weapon or item if it's too overpowered for the meta. We should expect to get this weapon in the game relatively soon now that they've made the announcement. I bet there could be some kind of a patch coming up in the next 2 to 3 days, but I would say definitely this week. Let me know your thoughts on the new weapon. In my upload from 2 days ago, I talked about the possibility of the creature underneath Polar Peak escaping and taking the castle with it that was on top of the iceberg. The reason I said this is because there was not enough rubble or debris or anything scattered below the iceberg to truly make us believe it had just fallen and it was underneath all the snow. No, it just wasn't gonna happen. In that video, I said that probably the CATTUS creature escaped into the water and took the castle with him. As we know, the footprints lead him to the water, and that's highly suspected where he is. Basically, it's confirmed. Well, fast forward about 2 days, and this comes out. As you can see, this is real in-game footage, courtesy of Lucas7Yoshi on Twitter, and it shows the creature swimming out at sea with the castle on its back, and the iceberg, at least the part of the iceberg that the castle was on, almost 100% intact. Our suspicions, as you could assume, are very much confirmed. This creature is massive, and not only is it massive, it is so strong. Imagine holding up not only an iceberg chunk, but an entire castle on your shoulders as you swim. Not to mention, it's not wobbling around, it's not like he's struggling to hold it up. It is pretty much standing completely still and not wobbling side to side as this creature is swimming. That is some unbelievable strength. It's a commonly known fact that if water and air are the same temperature, ice will melt faster in the water. As we know, Polar Peak hasn't been melting except for when it first came in Season 7 to reveal the castle. The actual iceberg and surrounding snow areas haven't melted, at least the bottom left quarter of the map. I know during Christmas the whole map went to snow and then it disappeared and melted a little bit, but the original snow area has not melted, which leads me to believe the temperatures there are below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the freezing point of water. Now, this creature has been spotted swimming off the coast of the map near the desert biome on the northern side. Basically, it's swimming in a giant circle all around the map. You could make the argument that the water in the bottom left-hand quarter of the map where the snow biome is very cold, but if it's swimming all around the map, there's no way near the desert biome and on the northern side of the map the water is the same temperature, which means it has to be above 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which would mean the iceberg has to melt, especially since it's in water. I don't know about you guys, but it does already look like the chunk of the iceberg that the castle is on the back of this beast has started to get a little smaller. My question is, what happens once the iceberg actually does melt? The beast is going to have a much tougher time holding up that castle. The real question, though, is what kind of motive does this creature have for taking the castle with him instead of just breaking out and destroying the castle. If he is some kind of servant to the Fire King, wouldn't he just want to destroy the home of his enemy, the Ice King? And he could have surely done that if he'd have just thrown the castle far away or just left it alone when he broke out. But no, he chose to break out, and while he broke out, he had to have been holding that castle up above him to not damage the castle. So clearly, there's some kind of motive for him to not break the castle, at least immediately. It could still be on the docket in the future. When I woke up this morning and heard the news, I immediately went to Twitter and asked if you guys had any theories about what was going on, and as always, you guys came through for me. Nalo Raider hit my line and said maybe the monster will be a moving POI in the future. It moves around the map and at a certain speed. Would we be able to land on its back? That would be amazing. This is something I mentioned in my video 2 days ago when we were talking about the possibility of the castle being on the creature's back in the water, but now that it is reality, we're one step closer to a moving POI in the ocean being a real possibility. Not only would it be incredibly cool to land at this castle at random parts of the map, because you'll never know where it's gonna be. It could be off the coast of Junk Junction one game and then off the coast of Lucky Landing the next. Also, the castle is only up for a certain amount of time before it goes back down. So there would be a rush and a sense of urgency to loot up and get out of there before you go down under and the beast kills you. Polar Peak has also already been a POI and the castle doesn't need to be remade. They already have all the textures, all the models, everything like that. So it really would be as simple as just allowing the beast to get a little closer to the mainland so we can access it. Next up, we've got my boy Silhouette, who says a boss fight between the CATTUS and the players will happen, and once the CATTUS is defeated, the castle shall fall off the back of the CATTUS and open up Greasy Grove, or reducing all the snow until there is none left. The most interesting part about this one is a boss fight, and that's something that I've seen grow more and more popular amongst YouTubers, theorists, people on Reddit, people on Twitter. It's just gotten a lot of steam as of late, and for good reason. This creature is so much bigger than we thought, so much stronger than we thought. I mean, for God's sake, it's carrying an entire castle on its back. It must have been trapped in the iceberg for a reason, because whoever trapped it must have known how powerful it could be. It looks like someone or something, probably us, the players, are probably going to have to take care of this creature in the future and help save the island in some way. Imagine a live event in which everyone across all servers has to team up and fight this beast. To me personally, I believe this has the biggest buildup of any event we've been headed toward in Fortnite's history. Last season, we had the volcano steaming up and getting more powerful as the weeks went by. That was definitely very cool, and the volcanic eruption was even cooler. In Season 3, way back in the day, we had the comet in the sky, and we thought it was going to hit Tilted. Eventually, it came and hit the island and created the Dusty Divot. There are also several more lead-ups for events we've had in the past, but this one I think is the most interesting, mostly because this has been taking place over the course of the entire season almost. That CATTUS eye appeared somewhere around week 2 or 3, which is very early to get started with some lead-up events. The hype levels are going to build to such an immense amount over the entire season that by the time we actually get to this Creature Live event, excitement is going to be through the roof, and there are probably going to be so many people in-game ready for this event. Take a look at this tweet from Fort Tory. He says, seems like every update, something new will happen to the creature. In the first update, version 9.1, the creature had his eye appear at Polar Peak. In the most recent update, version 9.2, the creature escaped and took the ice castle with him and is currently swimming in the sea. By this logic, the next update, version 9.3, we should expect something crazy to happen as well. Possibly the creature coming back on the land, possibly the creature coming closer to the island so we could have a chance to land on the now moving Polar Peak Castle. All I can say is I did not expect for the creature to escape from the iceberg as fast as he did. I thought with the version 9.2 update we would start to see more of his face maybe, but nope, they just skipped a whole bunch of steps and had him escape instantly. That makes me believe that the next update, version 9.3, we're gonna have something almost unexpected happen. If you've got any guesses as to what that might be, by all means, be my guest. Leave your ideas in the comment section below. I read every comment, I read all my tweets. If you have something interesting to say, make sure you tell me. And hey, if you leave a good theory, I might even feature you in my next video. Really excited for this next patch. We're probably going to get an update this week. Really excited about that. Hoping to get some more leaks and info on storyline progressions. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate your time. Make sure you sub if you're new, and help me get closer to 450k subs. Come check me out on my caffeine.tv live stream if you want to get added to my friends list. When this video goes up, I'll be live in a few hours, so definitely get ready for that if you can. I'll catch you in the next one, and until then, see you later.